Hello Internet, my name is Slade. Let's hop on the rails for some news. PAX East is going on right now. We got a little bit of news out of PAX East. We have a Gears of War multiplayer trailer, and Borderlands 3 is confirmed, but no details on where it's in development or what, but basically Gearbox is quoted as saying, of course we would make a Borderlands 3. They didn't mention anything else. So, good luck, theorists. Let's see where the story's going to go after Borderlands 2. I don't know what they could really do with it. Some things just don't want to die. There's going to be a new Five Nights at Freddys game by Scott Cawthon called Sister Location. No details as how Scott normally is, but Scott being Scott, his website right now, there's some hidden detail in there that no one has seen yet. It's a Scott Cawthon thing. From there, the other thing we've seen out of PAX East was Outlast 2. So, yay. I see some full plays coming, and me not sleeping a lot. Fuck. Next thing I want to mention is Microsoft will no longer be producing Xbox 360. So they're not manufacturing them anymore, but you can still buy a used 360, or you can still play online. So they're not shutting down the servers. As where this is an end of an era for probably the best at its time console of that generation. Let's just go ahead and remember all the fond memories, all the games, the arcade store, the community, the fucking blades. You know what I'm talking about. You know. That's all right. All right, let's move on to our big story of the week. The PS Neo, as it's being codenamed as. It is, we've talked about these rumors about a new PS 4.55 or something that you have to plug into your PlayStation to make it actually perform better. Well, Sony's actually... this is kind of confirmed that they are coming out with a new PlayStation after 3 years of only the PS4 being out. The other half of that is that the PS4 right now is the most beloved console. I mean, I've never heard anybody say anything bad about it. Basically, what's coming in the box with the new PlayStation is now it's an 8-core processor, so it's kind of putting it somewhat on par with PC. You know, I get slaughtered by the master race for saying this. But it's going to be an AMD 8-core processor, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and a brand new video card, which actually means that now it can run a stable 60 frames a second, which is what I've always complained about. Consoles today should be running a solid 60, and at 4K resolutions. So really, this is a pretty big hardware upgrade if you look at it that way. The PS Neo will be taking over for the PS4, but the thing is they're going to have the same store and they're going to work exactly the same. So really, you are just buying a new piece of hardware. So it's the equivalent of what the PC people, we always have to deal with. You know, every 2 to 3 years, you get a new graphics card. That's basically what you're doing. So for a console, it's a very short life cycle, but to the PC mindset people, we're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Neo will not receive exclusive games is what they're saying, but that kind of doesn't make sense where they're basically going to have to make a base version of the game for the PS4 and then have an upscaled version for the PS Neo. Now, the other reason I say that the Neo exclusive to me doesn't make sense at the moment is that the Neo is really coming out for the fact of PlayStation VR, and the current PS4 could not run virtual reality. And the reason why the 4K is so important in virtual reality is that both those little screens both need to be 1920 by 1080 up here in your face. Otherwise, you're going to get very, very nauseous. The other thing, this is also going to up, with this new PS Neo, this is also going to up all of our dev times for every single game that's going to be, all platform game. So that means developers now have to worry about this. Xbox One, PS4, PS Neo, and PC. So think about all these things together. Now they're going to have to create for all of these. The other half of this is it kind of seems like Sony's saying, fuck it, here's a new console, go ahead and buy it. Because their last one lasted 7 years, and the Xbox 360 had an 8-year period. I mean, we saw so many reiterations of the Xbox 360, which that could also make you think. The later iterations of the Xbox 360 were improved, but they weren't this big of a change. I mean, the frame rate never really changed. The hardware changed a little bit in them, but not enough to where you were like, I need to buy a new one. We're not talking about this big of a jump. That is part of the problem. This is also going to be the first time that a redesign of a console is not actually going to be cheaper. So, as I stated a second ago, if you think about going from arcade Xbox 360, which is what I started with, to an Xbox Slim, the price was actually cheaper to buy the Slim. It was, I think at the time, like $50-something cheaper. I don't really remember. But it's the principle that this one here is actually probably going to be on par or a little more expensive than the PS4, which is kind of mind-blowing as well. They're suggesting somewhere between $399 right now and $499 for this console, which, once again, when you look at the hardware inside, from a PC person's standpoint, I look at the hardware inside these things. I'm like, okay, yeah, that price totally makes sense. And I know it's really expensive, guys, but this is one of those things you've really got to debate here, and it's why I seem like I'm jumping back and forth. But you got to debate: is it worth it? Is this kind of jump worth it so soon? Or is this is something, once again, you are going to have to debate with yourself whether or not this is worth it. But if you look at what's in it, you understand how much hardware costs. If you've ever built your own PC, if you haven't, just go to Newegg and just start browsing shit, and you'll be like, oh, this kind of makes sense. This is all very expensive. And the other thing is Sony just like kind of saying fuck it by making the PS4 obsolete in 3 years. I mean, a lot of technology has been pushed, and a lot of new things have came out in the past 3 years. But is 3 years too short for a console? It feels really short because most consoles have a lifespan of at least 5 years. I'm not sure, but we're seeing a new change and we're seeing something different. So it's an interesting step to see Sony take. I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but for them, I hope it does. All right, guys, that's the end of the video, and I'm adding something new to the news segment. We're always super appreciative, and we always get really excited when we see cool comments. So at the end of the news video, I'm going to take whatever my favorite comment of the week is, and I'm going to read it. This one comes from Miss Nicole, who compared us to Achievement Hunter. Wanted to know if our Brawlhalla Let's Play could be the equivalent of a GTA Let's Play with Achievement Hunter. So thank you very much. That it means a lot to us, the fact that you guys are so ecstatic and so excited to see us working. I mean, we are working our butts off, and thank you to everybody who watches every single video. I mean, honestly, we're a bunch of assholes, but it means a lot that y'all show up and watch us do this every single day. It means a lot. From there, why don't you go down here, follow Hype Train Productions on Twitter. You could also follow me on Twitter if you want to keep up with everything. And from there, you might see one of our guys. If you're at PAX East, you might have met one of our crew members, Mr. Eric. You might have met him. From there, I got a few more things to tell you guys. We have a Discord chat if you want to talk and chat with us. Link will be down below. We also, like I said, we're on Twitter. Go like our fan page on Facebook. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video right here. If you hop in that Discord chat, you can talk to us. You want to make suggestions on videos? Cool. You want to tell me I'm ugly? That's fine. I know I am. Also, if you want to hop on first on the bandwagon, we have a website as well. You could go, be an early adopter and come hang out with us. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.